Action.
G'day, Ben.
Ryan, Hugh,
Yes, sir.
let's
G'day, mate.
fucking go.
Yeah.
LFG.
Come on.
Fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Now, Ryan, I want to start with you. What I want to know is, what is Mickey Mouse thinking right now?
Have you seen the tracking?
No. Yeah. Mickey Mouse, what is Mickey Mouse thinking right now? A lot of people don't know Mickey Mouse is just in a vault somewhere in Anaheim counting money. I wonder, Disney's been I'll say this, which is, I think for a lot of people is kind of a shock. Disney and Marvel were just the best partners you could ever have on this. I know it's much more fashionable to say, like, screw the studio, we're gonna do what we want, but I really believe that part of our job as the title characters is to return the investment made in us in this story by the people who are making that investment, and they made it, in the best possible way. I still think it's one of the most responsibly, from a financial standpoint, responsibly made Marvel movies. We finished on time and just a little under budget, which I'm proud of, and showed up prepared as hell. We came with a airtight script. All kind of just things.
They believed in it.
Yeah, they've since
And
the
they
jump.
encouraged it.
They were kind of great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'd
I
like
should
to
start to think of some material to really throw them under the bus.
I'd like to think Mickey Mouse had watched Deadpool and Wolverine, and his Steamboat Willie would be hard as a rock.
Yes, it would be very, very off-putting for a huge demographic.
Yeah.
And now, Hugh, I remember
And I know
speaking
that
to-
firsthand, having certain jokes cut out of the movie, only out of self-preservation.
Yeah.
So.
Wise. Hugh, I remember speaking to you in 2009 for X-Men Origins,
Yes.
which of course starred fresh-faced ingenue type in Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
What do you recall about working together on that film?
How hard he worked, how brilliant he was, how after a scene when I saw him sitting on the steps of his trailer and he looked, I said, "Are you okay?" And he goes, "Just realizing now what I could have done with that scene." And I said, "Okay, let's get back in there." And he was jumped straight back in, and the scene, literally the next shot is the one in the movie.
He's
And
downplaying the hell out of that. Basically, everyone was done for the day. Like, this guy came over and I said, I think I could have made that better. And I learned more in my short stint working with this man on that movie than anything else in my entire career. Watching him as a leader, watching him, the respect and kindness he showed to everyone. I'm talking every crew member, knew everybody's name, and for that to happen where I said, I think I could have done that better. And he was the lead producer. He went, fire up the lights, everybody put your stuff back on, let's throw a camera in there and let's see what you got. And then I thought, oh shit, I really should think of something to say in the scene to back up what I just said. But he did it, and I will never forget. I remember thinking, if I'm ever lucky enough to be in the shoes of a guy like that, that you want to model your behavior and work ethic in every way, shape, and form around him. Of course, I went the exact opposite way, and I'm a bit of a monster. Yeah, I mean,
Talented, though.
Yeah.
And now they've put you in charge of the multiverse for this film. And with infinite possibilities comes infinite responsibilities to characters and fans. So I'd love to know the process for you and Shawn to take all of that IP and, in the words of Wade Wilson, get your fuck on.
Yes. Well, yes. I don't recall saying that, but that does sound familiar. You know what it is? It's. I think that the most valuable asset in storytelling, particularly in like this kind of world, is constraint. And necessity being the mother of invention, it just gives way to all the goods. So like we never approached this with, give us all the toys, give us all the everything. You want to kind of position Deadpool and Wolverine as a kind of a scrappy, sort of slightly adjacent tier than this like MCU polished kind of thing. And then, just having the ability to do it, not exploit the rated R aspect in a negative way, but just use it only to benefit the storytelling was another way to differentiate ourselves. And I loved every second of it. I mean, it's the best, I know it's the best movie that I've ever done, but it's also, which this never happens, it was the most enjoyable experience making it too. Like, I mean, I fell into a pit of absolute fucking despair when, a week and a half ago, when we locked the movie finally and had to ship it. off. It was just like I felt like I lost a best friend or something. It was terrible.
It's like shipping your child off to
Yeah.
military school.
No, that
or something
sounds
like
nice,
that.
but the movie. No, we won't ship the movie to any school.
Hugh, you've said that this is your favourite version of Wolverine in this film. So I guess, how did you approach the character differently after all these years? And do you think there's a chance that maybe Logan could appear again in the future?
Mate, I was given runway that I'd never been given before. I actually have one monologue in this, which has probably got more lines than I spoke in an entire movie. I was like, but without giving too much away, it's like what Ryan and Shawn and the other writers did was had so much care for the character, and because of this dynamic between the two of them, there were parts I got to play with that I've never really been able to play with before. So there's that, and also I think maybe just me as an actor, or just being able to, I found I could scratch an itch that I wasn't able to scratch before. So I love that. And listen, mate, no one's going to believe anything I say about anything I'm ever going to do again in terms of roles. I said for 5 years I'm never playing Logan again. So yeah, it really is immaterial.
You're up there with John Farnham now with the good.
I'm 100%, and you can give me all the shit, and I totally deserve it.
You're the Tom Brady of now the MCU.
But I have to say, I loved it. I had more fun every single day than on any movie I'd ever been on, and I absolutely loved playing the character and being opposite one of my best buddies in that role. Iconic role was heaven.
And Ryan, you've spoken about showing the film to your daughter. I showed it to my 12-year-old daughter, both Deadpool movies, before coming here. Just on behalf of parents everywhere, can you give us some advice on how to explain some of the themes and concepts in the film? There's maybe like how to add pegging to the birds and bees discussion. Haven't figured that out.
Listen, I didn't say I showed my kid Deadpool 1. That's for sure. No chance. Deadpool Wolverine, yes. I mean, it was a different time. It was like how, particularly with that movie and its budget being so small, and really, like, I mean, every great lesson I ever learned was on Deadpool 1, because we just had nothing to work with. We had no money. We had everything you had to absolutely emphasize character over spectacle, because we just couldn't afford spectacle. And it was the best. It's exactly why the movie worked. It's exactly what made the movie memorable. People remember lines of dialogue. Your children probably remember pegging more so than you would remember, like, oh, this like whole city's in peril, or how do we save the world. So it was an amazing exercise in that. But we were audacious because we had to, But at the same time, if you're gonna go with an R-rated movie, you don't use that as an excuse to exploit it. You only use it to drive story in an authentic way. And I think that's why this might be my favorite movie that I've ever done, but certainly my favorite movie that involved a guy in his big red unitard, because it uses those elements, but it uses them really wisely and emotionally as well. So.
Guys, the audience is going to love it. I loved it. It's amazing. Thank you for delivering your maximum effort today. Really appreciate it.
And